Guns, war, and big buff men. These are the ingredients to make the perfect video game, that game being Space Marine 2. But let's not waste any more time, let's just get into talking about the game. Starting off, the story mode is legitimately amazing. I love the story, love the characters and the combat, but a real standout is actually the level design. With the varying height differences in the terrain, where you need to utilize certain tools to get to certain places. Also, the pure amount of ammo that can be found everywhere is just delectable. And the various weapons and melee weapons across the game make it a fun and unique gameplay experience. This isn't a game like Doom Eternal where you can use pretty much any gun in every situation. In this game, you actually have to strategize and use your brain, and actually think about what you're going to do and what weapons you should have, because in certain situations, you're going to need some pretty massive guns. It's kind of like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, except the bomb is strapped to the brim with 20,000 tons of pure uranium, the power of Zapatron, and the most pure form of r/cringe. Truly the most deadly combination in the universe. The main point is that yes, all weapons and all melee weapons are viable. In certain situations... Hey, don't clip that, you hear me? I know where you are. Don't get me wrong, they're all pretty useful. It's just that some excel in certain situations. Also, the parry mechanic in this game is just... beautiful. Succulent even. And everything from your ultimate move to even healing is just amazingly executed. But mechanics are clean and the combat forces you to think for yourself, because you can't just stick to one strategy for every fight and expect to win. No, you need to actively adjust to how the terrain and the enemies attack. Speaking of which, transition time, woo woo! I've slaughtered millions upon billions of Tyranids. I don't even remember what my kids look like. Why did my wife leave with the kid? The enemy in this game is so good. It feels so clean fighting them because it makes you feel like an actual super soldier of sorts, or like a marine from space. Tyranids are so fun to fight and are so cool in different iterations you get to fight them in. It really makes it a fun experience that leads to fun combat that never feels old. And fighting the heretics is so cool as well, because you're essentially just fighting other space marines. Also, the sort of boss fights this game has are really solid and are unique in their own ways. And the revive mechanic, peak cinema. It really goes to show that there is a right way to do a revive mechanic, and a wrong way. A right way, and a wrong way. A right way, and a wrong way. This game is just, mwah, chef's kiss. I can't stop praising this game enough. Everything looks so beautiful and so clean, the environments are smooth and sleek and are so colorful and rich. Gameplay is smooth and amazing and is so replayable, and the pace is just, it's just a wonderful game of gameplay mechanics mixed together, making a smooth gameplay experience, full of amazing game contents, amazing gameplay, wonderful weapon mechanics, and amazing combat. All to make a wonderful final product of a meal. That meal being Concord. The gameplay and how the game presents itself is actually just amazing. The story has a serious tone that keeps itself serious but never feels like too much exactly. What's the story about? I couldn't tell you, because I started off understanding it, and then as soon as the heresy stuff happened, I lost comprehension of the story, because my brain is too tiny to understand the complexities of the vast and intelligent story. I started watching Penguin Zero. But another amazing aspect is the return to early 2000s gaming form. I couldn't tell you what it is, but this game made me feel nostalgic for early 2000s games. Why? I couldn't tell you, but beyond nostalgia, I believe this is just an amazing game with flaws. I have made a continuous lapse in my judgment. I am not expected to be forgiven. I am only here to apologize. Let me say something real quick. No game is perfect, okay? We can all agree on this. No game is perfect. I love Space Marine 2. I think it's one of the greatest games in recent years. But that doesn't mean that it's free of any flaws. With that out of the way, let's talk a bit about some of the problems I have with the game. The multiplayer. I like the multiplayer a lot. The gameplay works the same here as it did in the story, but there's one overlying issue here, is that instead of Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, it's now Hydrogen Baby versus Coughing Bomb, and both are on steroids. It's an even playing field, and you may be saying, a multiplayer should be like that. And I agree, but the health of players should be lowered, because it takes 1,000,000 bullets to defeat one Marine, making the game super slow. And basically, once someone captures the point, they keep it because they will not die. It makes for a slow and semi-boring gameplay loop. Another thing is the classes. They're kind of confusing. You can have some universal weapons between some classes, but then some are exclusive, which makes sense, but then there are some classes that are clearly way better than others. It's just kind of a mess on that front. The customization is a little messy, and there's not a whole lot of grinding or replayability to be done in the multiplayer to vary between the story mode, but other than those few things, those are all my gripes. The game is so good I'm considering getting one of those statues, and it's just, the gameplay is so perfect, the combat is amazing, the differing biomes and the settings make for some really fun combat, along with an amazing story. Yeah, it was bound to be good. While it does have a few issues, that still doesn't stop it from being one of my favorite games though, and my favorite game of 2024. Maybe even one of my favorite games, period. Still doesn't beat Concord though! Thank you all so much for watching. As you could tell, I did not have a script for this video. I figured I would try something different as I felt very passionately about this game and didn't feel the need to take it too seriously. Just my uncensored thoughts. But please let me know down in the comments below if you'd like more videos like this one, or if you'd like me to revert to my traditional style, or if for certain videos I should do certain styles pertaining to that topic. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a lovely night.